All right, testing, testing. This is a test of your emergency broadcast radio system. Audio. Get our audios up and running now. All right. Okay, we have made it to the end of the week. It's finally Friday, and welcome, boys, girls, and everyone in between, to the SO Art Studio Stream. We are a studio created by artists for artists, and in our sessions, we talk about anything that crosses our mind while creating human art. I am Esso, and with me, as always, is the co creator and motivator, Miss Lily.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Let's see. On Monday of this week, Lily and I posted polls on our Instagram stories to get your opinions of what our next art challenge should be for today. And the winner this week is going to be the Anime Review Challenge. Let's see. This is a challenge where we review the first few episodes of an anime or watch an anime movie, give our reviews, and draw our favorite character from what we watched. And for this challenge, Lily and I chose the movie Chainsaw Man. Is it okay? You know what? I need your opinion, Lily. Is it the Riza or Rizzy arc? How's her name
It's
pronounced?
neither. It's Reze.
Reze. Okay,
Yeah.
Reze arc.
Yeah, Reze. Yeah.
That's what I needed.
They say it in the movie like that, though, right?
I guess I just
I think so.
you know me with names. Like it goes into one ear and goes straight out the other. I'm perfect with
Mm.
faces, but with names and pronunciations of names, I am absolutely fucked. I swear, I pronounced your last name wrong for the longest. Whatever.
Well,
I
everyone
first met
does,
you.
so
um,
that's fine.
First name
Everyone does,
easy
so.
enough. Last name, but same thing with mine. In all honesty, want to
Mm.
give a shout out to Raw Sandlot Rage HD in chat again today. Thank you for joining us, brother. We appreciate it. Let's get some housekeeping out of the way. If you are watching the stream, join us in chat. It lets YouTube and Twitch know that you are here and counted. If this is your first time watching on Twitch, hit that follow button. And if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And it lets you know whenever we get online here. Be sure to follow Miss Lily on all of her socials, Instagram and TikTok, at Lily Lilac Draws, all one word, and her links are in chat now. Doc Ock, he made it here on time, man. Welcome. Good to see you.
Yay.
If you want to see more clips, more art, you want to interact with us, especially with the polls that we post almost weekly on Mondays. Feel free to head over to our links landing page that is also posted in chat. We would love to see you guys there. Um, it has been a week since the last time we streamed. Jesus Christ, man. A lot has been happening around the world and here.
Mhm.
I swear, man, as soon as we got off stream last Friday, all of a sudden we were invading Venezuela. How were
Yeah.
you introduced to that piece of news?
I mean, it's as with any news, it's usually social media, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But as I've consumed that news,
Mm-hmm.
it's really a topic, a polarizing topic.
Mm-hmm.
There's two ends to that topic.
Yeah, yeah, it's a double-edged
Yeah,
sword topic, ain't it?
yeah. And I have a few friends who are Venezuelan, so I asked their opinion on it because
Mm-hmm.
it's like you'd only know if you were like attached to that culturally, or or if
Right.
you're paying attention. So, like I said, it's ups and downs, but really, I think the most telling thing is I think they're obviously doing this just to pull away from very specific things that were happening prior that
Yeah,
still haven't been released, that
that still
are
haven't been
against the
resolved
law
yet.
that they passed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um all in all, yeah. You know, that being said, I think I'm on the side of I can't really state what what's wrong or right with the
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, I had some conversations with friends, like um me being Hispanic myself, I have friends and family that come from Venezuela, and it's like you said, it's kind of a mixed bag of what you get, right? It's one of those
Mm-hmm.
things. Like on one hand, um, a lot of people were looking for the removal of Maduro, right? A lot of people saw his last quote unquote election win as being like saturated with fraud, right? And so a lot of them didn't want him in office to begin with. And obviously, you have a small group of people who do want him in office, and they have their reasons and whatnot. And then we go in and essentially invade the country, and that in itself ends up being a whole other can of worms that I don't think, it's like I said, at one time, at one point, right, people are happy that Maduro's gone, and on the other
Mm-hmm.
half, people are angry that we have essentially invaded another country, and and so
Mm-hmm.
there's been some spirited debates between me and a couple of friends where it's like, everyone's like, hey, fuck Maduro, right? And I'm like, yes, very much fuck that guy.
Yeah.
and then and then on the other hand, it's like, but we really shouldn't be doing any kind of regime changes anymore. We've done this before and it never ends well for us. And then it ends up this gigantic debate where, man, it got heated between me and a friend of mine, because he's like, we've done this before. I don't know why you think it's a big deal now. And I'm like, well, it's a big deal now because we have done this before. And like, whenever I'm thinking about it, like, I'm thinking of like 2003 Iraq with Saddam Hussein, right? We've been through this
Mm-hmm.
before. And we've done a regime change before, again, underneath a conservative president, a Republican president again. So, I don't know if that's too much of a shocker for anybody, but we've done this in 2003, and we did it for the exact same reasons, right? And the exact same reason again was oil, right? I don't know how many times Trump said during his speech that, it was essentially about oil, so American oil companies can go in there and finally, I guess, drain the country dry. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
and we go in there for oil again. We essentially, according to Trump, we have essentially taken over the country, and we're temporarily ruling it, or at least controlling it. I don't know how else to put it. Until, as he puts it, we find a judicious way of getting a new leader, a new leader that's going to be beneficial to America. Again, I'm assuming, why else would we take over a country and interfere with a country again? And it's like, I just, the thing that bothers me is that in 2003, whenever we did this, we got into a conflict with Iraq that essentially cost the country like $2 trillion over the span of I don't know how many years, right? And the only thing that came out of it was we created ISIS. You know what I mean? We pissed off the locals. Nobody really wanted us there, and we created a conflict that we are essentially still dealing with till this day, right? And that was whenever we did this across the globe, right? In the Middle East. Now we're doing this to a country that's literally across the Caribbean, across the Gulf of Mexico, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what worries me. What worries me is that we're starting. Now, I don't know if you can consider it a conflict. Like I said, there's a good portion of people in that country that were A-OK with Maduro being gone, right? Granted, the person who is currently acting as the leader of the country was his vice president, and I don't know how much they're okay with her being in office, right? Because she's essentially still part of the same regime. Um, but we spawned a guerrilla army out of Iraq, and I don't know how anyone's not afraid that we're spawning another guerrilla army coming out of Venezuela. And then even worse, a country that is directly connected to ours. All in the name of like what? Oil and minerals? Like did America need more oil? I mean, we didn't even need the oil that came out of Iraq, right? I don't remember any kind of, I don't know, benefits coming out of that, and now we're doing it again. So, Jesus, it's just like on one hand, I'm glad that he's been taken out of office, even if it is on, you know, scrupious charges. But on the other hand, it kind of worries me that we're starting another multi-year conflict with a nation that is very much close to us. Like
Mm-hmm.
South America is not that disconnected from us, right? This is why people are always, or I should say, conservatives are always complaining about the border this and the border that, and criminals coming across the border. Well, what do they think's gonna happen once we've like poked a bee's nest that's literally next door to us? like, like, what do they think's coming out of it? I don't know, man. The whole thing was just like, I think I think on one hand, oh, we got a new chatter, Sam the Ham 962, man. Hey, he's coming in from YouTube. Welcome, brother. We appreciate you being here. Uh, we are essentially just a art stream. We're currently doing a challenge where we watched Chainsaw Man the movie, and we are currently sketching our favorite character from the movie. Um, so welcome again. Feel free to take a seat, interact with us here in chat, and we'd be happy to talk. But yeah, that and plus that's what's happened in the past week, and of course, a couple of days ago, uh, we had um, we had the shooting that happened in Minneapolis, Minnesota, which has stirred,
Mm-hmm.
holy crap, so much junk. A lot has happened in this last week. A lot. So it was nice, kind of like being able to escape and watch this movie. um, Speaking of the movie, who did you choose to draw? What character stood out to you the most from the movie?
I chose Reze, the titular character of the movie.
Yeah, yeah, very true.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I did enjoy her design whenever they revealed her as the Bomb Devil. Holy crap, man!
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that was a really fun design. What did you so you had seen the movie a couple of weeks ago. You actually saw it. Did you see it in theaters or did you watch it at home?
I went to watch it in theaters some some weeks after it released.
Okay. So I
Yeah.
watched it for the first time here at home. It was through like I think Sony had a promotion whenever you have the PSN Premium or something, and this was one of the movies that I chose to download from them. So I recently saw it a couple of days ago. So it's still pretty fresh in my brain. And one of the characters that really stood out to me is Beam. I think he is the bestest boy.
Yeah.
Through, throughout the anime, he came in clutch, almost the entire battle going towards the end. Um, so what did you think about this movie? What did you think about the plot, the visuals? Was anything that really stood out to you?
Um, I'm just gonna start by talking about my initial reaction
Sure.
to the anime itself. Season you've watched the the season prior, right?
Yeah, yeah. I've seen season 1 and now the movie.
Okay. So, um, and apparently it came out in 2022. Um,
Mm-hmm.
during that time when this anime released, I was going through, like, I've watched so much anime, and I've watched a lot of shonen anime,
Mm-hmm.
where and Jujutsu Kaisen had come out just like some years prior to that too.
Right.
And I was just like, oh, I'm kind of tired of shonen anime. I'm kind of tired of this three-man team type deal.
Right. We've seen
Where
it before.
there's this goofy main character who just wants to get stronger, this, that, the other, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but as I'm watching the first episode, really, they don't even introduce Denji like that. He's just this guy who's trying to survive.
Yeah.
Not even a guy, he's a kid. He's
Yeah.
16 years old.
He's a teen.
He's
He's a
16,
teenager.
yeah, he's 16 in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And like he basically lives in a warehouse. He's paying off his dad's debt. Um just living off of scraps and trying to get any job he can.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like this, like every other shonen anime, yeah, the main character is going through some crazy stuff, like the stuff that Naruto had to go through as a kid
Mm-hmm.
didn't really hit like that. I guess because he was shown as a way goofier character than
Yeah.
Denji.
Yeah. It was a
Um,
much lighter take than what Chainsaw Man does.
yeah, so that's the thing with this anime. It's a lot more real.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if that's even the right description. It's really, it's kind of depressing.
It is. It really
It
is.
makes me sad. Yeah. Um, like it makes me sad. I don't even really have like a favorite character from the
Mm-hmm.
anime because of how sad the anime makes me feel.
Yeah.
Um, and how each character is portrayed. They're kind to me, my opinion, guys, don't shoot me. I kind of find all of the characters kind of annoying. Like I don't
Yes.
really like any of them.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
even the cool guy, like the I don't remember his name,
Aki?
the dude with the ponytail. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it might be his character design because that
His
ponytail
character
is just
design
too
is a
silly for
little,
me.
yeah, it's a
It's
little plain.
yeah. I know why they kind of had to, I guess, add that little ponytail to differentiate him from just being a regular dude.
Right.
Um, the regular black cat
Mm-hmm.
of the cast who is
Yeah.
super strong, like your Sasuke or whatever have you.
Right.
Um, I
But
don't really like any of the characters because they're written annoying and they kind of act annoying.
yes.
And the portrayal of their stories is really, it's too real. You kind of watch shows to escape from what's going on. And this
Yeah.
one kind of feels like a interesting escape. It's like how people, and I do this too. It's like how people play cooking simulator games or job simulator games to escape their life of working a job.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
it's like jumping from one trash can to another trash can, basically.
Yeah.
Um uh so initially I didn't really hook onto the anime, but then I looked what I like to do whenever I watch anything, I like watching reviews from other people or breakdowns of the show itself from other people who are way smarter than me. Um and they'll break down like the opening to the anime and
Mm-hmm.
even to the movie, like the little the little homages to film that
Yeah.
they've done with this anime in particular. Seeing that like I do just watching the opening for the anime and for the movie, like, oh, these things are calling back to a few specific things. Like I can recognize some of them, and some of them I don't, but I kind of get the gist of it. I don't know why they're doing that, but that's kind of cool. Like I
Mm-hmm.
kind of thought that was pretty interesting. Um, the character designs themselves, like they are way more realistic in a sense of any other anime that I can remember. Like
Mm-hmm.
the most you can probably remember is the people who do like the Avatar series. Their character designs are kind of leaning more towards realism, quote quote, with the big eyes still and all that jazz. Um the animation is really good for
Definitely.
given the character designs. Um that being said, when I watched the movie, I wasn't really like I didn't have any expectations for it because I was like, "Oh, it's this anime that I don't really have any, you know, kind of any opinions other than the characters are annoying and and it makes me sad."
Yeah.
So and and it came out last year. It came out in the same year as the Demon Slayer movie,
Yeah.
which I really loved. So,
Yeah, and the
I
Demon
think
Slayer movie really overshadowed it, I think.
yeah, I in my head anyway, I
Yeah.
think that's, you know. But then I watched it with a friend who really likes this series. Um and yeah, it looked great in cinema in the theater,
Mm-hmm.
as does most things when you go to the theater. Uh the score was really good for an anime. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like a cartoon
No.
um
Yeah, you're right.
when you're watching it. Yeah,
The
score
themes are a little
wise.
too heavy to be.
I mean, even score wise too, like the
Mm-hmm.
score feels more like a drama.
Right.
Um which it is. And I mean, after sitting and thinking about it and watching people's reviews on the movie, like I came to have a deeper appreciation of it, just of like how again how sad the story is. Um like how sad it is for Denji. Like he even says it in the trailer, like no one wants my heart. They just want the the chainsaw devil's heart or whatever. That's
Right.
all they want it for. They don't want me. And that hurts hearing
It
that.
does. It
Yeah,
does,
especially
man.
from a character who's that young. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
easy to forget that he's only 16 still.
He's a
Like
kid.
yeah, that's so sad. And then it probably hits the same for Reze. I tried to look up her age, and her
Mm-hmm.
age is, under speculation because they are half devil. They can portray themselves as an age, but they are not necessarily that age. So
Yeah.
they don't really know how old she is.
And they never really
Um,
clarify it in the movie.
yeah. Um,
Like I've seen articles where they theorize that she's either the same age as him or slightly older, like her early 20s or something like that.
yeah. At
Hmm.
least in looks, but some people have said too, oh, because she is also half devil, she could actually be like a lot older than that.
Ah, that's
Um,
true. Did
but
they mention exactly which Russian program she was a part of? Like maybe that could give us an idea of how old she
I
actually
I
is.
thought she was part of like I don't know. I think they very briefly mentioned it
Yeah, going towards the
and them
end.
saying like something about the Union having a group of
Although,
spies.
oh, that's a good point. If it's Soviet Union, we're talking like 30, 40 years plus. We're talking like
Oh, then
Cold War era.
yeah.
Yeah.
But then we don't know what time the Chainsaw Man series takes place. period.
Yeah, I've heard that Chainsaw Man takes place in the 90s, but I don't know. That's just a theory. I don't know if that's actually if that's actually something that's true. Like I've only heard that it takes place in the 90s, somewhere around there.
Hmm. But yeah, even her story is really sad.
Super sad.
Even though she's there for a mission,
Mhm.
she's only ever bred to do that. And towards the end, she says, I've never been to school too, and that's so sad. Like it, it's a work of art,
Mhm.
definitely something that I've grown to appreciate after sitting and thinking about it.
Oh yeah. Like my initial read on it was I'm with you. If it's it reminds me of, did you ever watch that show or seen clips of the show called Shameless? I think it's like
Mm,
I don't know if it's like an HBO streaming show. I forgot what channel it originally came on. But it was essentially following a family who is just kind of like in poverty level and constantly finds themselves in shitty situations, and they're just having to make the best of it constantly. And
mm,
in watching that show, it's just like this, where you just can't help but to feel sad throughout the entire thing because everything's just going to shit, right?
yeah.
I whenever so I have watched season one and now this. I watched season one roughly around the time it came out, and then of course, like I said, I didn't see this movie until recently. Um, but I always saw this anime as being like a examination of puberty and the effects of abandonment in like the shittiest situations ever. Right? Because you have essentially Dingy, who is just like you said, a 16-year-old who's just trying to survive. The kid's constantly just trying to survive, and he'll go towards the first thing that offers, food or shelter or affection. Right? That's how this kid operates, and that's kind of how he finds himself part of the public safety devil hunters organization, right?
Hmm.
And it was always interesting to me, um, how it explored his ability to survive in the extraordinary situations that he finds himself in. And I think this movie did a really good job at like throwing a wrench in his way and trying to see how he reacts to it. You know what I mean? Um
Hmm.
and as a character piece of a movie, I think it did an awesome job, right? Like absolute cinema. But whenever it comes down to the plot of the movie, it feels like this should have just been a season of anime. and I only say that because I would have loved to see the exploration of, I'm gonna say her name wrong again, Rize.
Rize.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Rize and Dingy's relationship over time. Like I think the movie did a great job in like highlighting the tender moments between them, right? Where they're kind of like um letting go and just experiencing the moment together as two individuals who are ultimately scarred by abandonment, right? And needing to survive in a world that's demanding um uh everything from them, right? And I think that's why the both of them kind of connect early in the movie. The part that didn't hit very well for me was because we're not allowed to see that relationship kind of flourish through various moments. We're kind of thrown into this world where like this manic pixie dream girl comes into Denji's life and makes him question whether or not he really does love Makima as much as he thinks he does, but instead is slowly falling in love with Rize, right? And I think if this
Mm.
was like a season of anime, we would have been able to see the little things and the interactions between the two a little bit better. Kind of like it was interesting, like right, like we got the swimming pool scene, right, where they're in a high school after hours and they go swimming, and it's supposed to be like this connection that the two are having. But then we go through the festival scene and it's just a montage.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, no, I would have loved to see what was happening at this festival that really made the two connect even on a deeper level. But it just kind of felt like, oh, we need this festival to happen because there's going to be a fireworks, and that's how we're going to introduce her as the bomb devil, right? And I was like, oh,
Mhm.
that sucks. Like if this was a whole season, then I think they would have been able to explore that a little bit better. And I liked her as a character. Um, I liked her as a character. I liked her personality. I liked how she um was playing like this new kind of human that Dingy had never interacted with before, right? Like whereas he's got powers, who is just like pure chaos incarnate, and Makima, who is like control incarnate. I would consider Rize to be like the spontaneous creativity in his life that just kind of comes in, inspires him, and that he falls in love with, right?
Mhm.
But because we don't really get that exploration much, she just seems like a crazy or a crazy manic pixie girl that just like comes in and steals his heart, figuratively, and she's trying to do it literally, right? All in the matter of what seems like a day, maybe 2 days, a week
No, they
tops.
no, they mentioned he went to the cafe like a few times,
Oh, okay, all right.
like
So I guess
weekly.
I
So it
guess
was the
that
span
was
over a week.
yeah. I guess that was lost on me because of the pacing of the movie, right? Like if we would have
Yeah.
seen this in an anime, I think I would have felt the growing relationship between the two a lot better. Although it doesn't mean that I wasn't convinced by their relationship. It just means that I would love to kind of see that exploration. And then the other thing that I felt like was missing was we have no idea what her motivation was outside of she was possibly working with the Gun Devil, right? We don't
Mhm.
know why she would work with the Gun Devil, nor do we still don't even know who the Gun Devil is. I was kind of hoping in this movie they would have actually like kind of touched on, because that's the Gun Devil is the big bad for the whole series, right? But
Mhm.
in the movie we're still getting like piecemealed who this individual is, and what is why is this individual going after um Pochita so much, right?
Mhm.
Like what is the importance of Pochita? Why does the Gun Devil want the Chainsaw Devil so much? um
Yeah.
and it's one of those things like because I think because it's in a movie form, we didn't really get that motivation from the movie, so we really don't understand her motivation outside of she just has internal conflict about the duties she has to carry out and her feelings for Dingy, right? And so with that missing context, it felt disconnected to me. Like I really
Mhm.
wished that if we had gotten a whole season of this, we would have got more of a taste, right? Because in the beginning of the movie, they were even talking about like, they kind of recap what was happening in season 1. And so they're talking about like The gun devil has pieces of its body spread, or littered around Japan, and they're kind of collecting these little bullets from all these different devils who are using the bullets to kind of empower themselves. But we didn't get that with the bomb devil, right? As far as we know, she didn't have a piece of the gun devil with her, so we really have no real motivation for the gun devil at all. And I guess that's where I was like, oh, well, that sucks. Like, it feels like there would have been, if it would have been allowed, if the story had, and I'm pretty sure the story has a lot more time to explore this in the manga, which I haven't read, but it feels like it would have been able to really explore not only the relationship between the two, but her motivations on why she's doing what she's doing. Otherwise, she just seems, watching the movie, she just seemed just really flaky and undecided and and subversive, as opposed to um what we see going towards the end of the movie, which is her realization that she probably does have feelings for Denji, but of course she gets stopped by Makima. And even
Mhm.
still, the other thing that the movie never even addressed either, and this is the other part of the movie that I found really fascinating, is they kind of like go deeper into the relationship between Makima and Denji, through the date that they have, in which they see like 10 movies, and they only liked one of the 10. And the one movie that they did like was a kind of like a another character piece where the main character comes home. Um, it looks like coming home from war, right? And
Mhm.
both Denji and Makima get emotional in the movie, even though they saw the rest of the movies as being kind of crap, right? Um, and so you kind of see like this exploration of the character and the relationship between the two, um but it gave us nothing else, right? We still don't know what's Makima's motive. We don't know why she is protecting Denji the way she is from essentially kind of like going out on his own. Or
Mhm.
anybody really interacting with his life, or with his essentially his feelings and his emotions. So why is she so protective of that? We have no idea still. And I think it's those lingering questions where it just has me like, man, like, this should have been a season. or at least or at
Well,
least a couple of episodes.
mm, I so the thing is, I think I have quite the opposite take
Uh-huh.
on that. Um, I think it's to my understanding that the the reason why it was a movie was because the arc is just that short.
Oh, it's
Like,
super short
it,
arc in the manga.
yeah.
Oh.
Um,
Hmm.
my friend has read the manga. He said there are little bits of pieces that aren't really said,
Yeah.
but it the movie addresses it quite well. Like they handled it pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think just looking at it from my perspective,
Yeah.
like I think when I'm watching anything, especially with two characters who like, and this has been a debate with people, like did Reze ever even have feelings for Denji, like, at all?
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I'm watching anything with two characters who are quote quote romantically involved, that's how I view the anime
Yeah.
or the movie in this case. And when I was watching it, I think like it's a pretty good, like, I felt like the pacing was pretty good. I haven't watched the manga, but I feel like this just is a perfect way of saying how quickly it can be that someone can come into your life and make such a
Mm.
big impact,
Yeah.
and they can leave just as fast. Like, that's how I viewed it.
Okay.
So Yeah, and I think that was basically what Reze was in this type of storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just to show like, hey, there are these other powerful demons or devils that exist, like
Yeah.
the Bomb Devil, that like they briefly touch on her story, like why she exists, and it's a good enough explanation, but like that's it. And yeah, I wish that we could have delved into it more, but that's really all that that we see, because that's all Denji sees, right? We're viewing it from his perspective and his team's perspective, so they don't really know like much about Reze because that's all they get to learn about her. And
Okay.
again, sometimes people come into your life and you know this much about them,
Mm-hmm.
and then they leave and that's it, you know?
Hmm.
And through that, uh, Denji learns more about what he wants, like what love is,
Mm-hmm.
that it's not just sexual attraction. Like when they're in the pool scene, like it's not at all sexual. It's
True.
just playful. It's just pure, like they're just there to have fun,
Yeah.
which is him realizing like, oh, we're butt naked.
Mm-hmm.
Like but nothing sexual is happening.
Yeah,
Like
it's just intimacy.
and
It's not
yeah,
sexual intimacy.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, a lot of this stuff was shown in montage, but that could easily be shown in montage in manga form as well.
Yeah.
Like them going through the festival, them meeting each other for weeks at the cafe that she works at. Um and what else? And I think like yeah, this is just a piece of the story. Like
Mm-hmm.
Makima, like you don't get to learn more of her motivation.
Right.
Um if she even really likes Denchi, because you just get this sense of more mystery, like
Yeah. Yeah.
which is why I don't like her character either, but also am intrigued because it's like, wow, you really have no idea what she's one capable of, and two why she's doing
What's
anything
her
what
motive?
she's
Yeah.
doing. Yeah, which is what's so compelling about the character, because it's like, wow, I want to keep watching because I
Mm-hmm.
have no idea what she's doing, like why she's doing what she's doing, if she even cares for Denji, um if she's only there to use him because obviously everyone else is there to use him.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Reze showed up in the first place. But then you find out towards the end, yeah, Reze did end up at least liking him. I
Mm-hmm.
think she ended up like falling in love with him.
Yeah.
But unfortunately we saw what happened. You know, she was stopped. Um,
So,
as mhm.
oh no, go ahead. Were you gonna add something else?
Yeah, as much as I would want more,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe they will. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe they will explain more of why Reze showed up later. Um, I think it is a good portrayal of what she was to the franchise and the just all the characters as well. Just because all of them are kind of mysterious. Like you don't know anything much about them. Like
Mm-hmm.
we still don't know much about Power, um, for one. Like, and he lives with her. Like,
Yeah.
like we know a little bit about Aki, but I feel like there's still more that could be told on his end as well. You know,
Yeah, it feels like we've
like
we've explored more of Aki's story than anything in this series so
yeah,
far. Yeah.
definitely. So I think just that, like, I think they're handling it pretty well. I think it's like a slow and steady type of storytelling, which
Mm-hmm.
is what I kind of like. Because if you compare it to any of these other shoujo, not shoujo, shonen anime,
Mm-hmm.
e- everything is explained right away. Like, oh,
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
guy with the power, and we gotta stop him because of this. Oh
Uh-huh.
my gosh, it connects to my past of this and the the other. And I
Yeah.
kind of like this type of storytelling where it's like it it's having a slow type of burn.
It's
Like
more
we
of a
don't get it
character
all.
study than as opposed to forwarding the overall plot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I
Yeah.
mean, I understand that. You know, now that you're telling me that the arc in the manga is just as short and as inconsequential, it kind of hmm, it kind of not solidifies, but it makes me lean more towards now it just kind of feels like it was filler. Well, no, no, no. Okay, so I I'm okay with character studies. I like character
Mm-hmm.
studies. I think some of the best work that comes out of anime. I mean, perfect example is like looking at Cowboy Bebop, right? Where every episode it's episodic with and it does have an overarching story, but each episode stands on its own. Like you don't need to know what was happening previously, and so each episode is a character study of every character within the crew, and the situation that they find themselves in just helps you learn more about the characters. And I like that, right? I do very much enjoy stories like that. Um, I guess the issue that I'm having is whenever and maybe this is because I'm thinking of this from a I'm thinking about this from a cinematic standpoint, right? As a as something that's being released as a movie, as much as I like character studies are meant to be simmered, right? If I'm going to learn about a character and their motives, or if I'm going to learn about how a character kind of like deals with the situation, I really want to experience that as a slow cook, right? I want to experience that as a couple of episodes, right? Even if at the end of the day I'm nothing like dramatic happens within the story that moves the plot forward, that's okay because I was able to kind of like sit with this character as they're dealing with this situation, learn more about the character and the world around them, right? It builds on on the world, it builds on the character, and I love that, right? But
Mm.
for a movie, if you're throwing a movie at me from a series, I need I need revelations, right? I need to feel as if the story plot has moved forward. Like you gave me a nugget that either A, I paid for to watch this in the theater, or B, I paid for to watch at home, right? Because we're not pirating this. We actually had to pay to see this stuff, right? And so if I'm getting a movie and if a storyteller's like, hey, I'm gonna present you with this cinematic experience, and it's going to have awesome animation, and it's going to be because movies are supposed to be the condensed essence of what a series is, right? Like for instance, if they released a Stranger Things movie, I expect it to be like the grand finale, right? Like give me the tie all the ends of the knot up, right? Like tie up the story plots. Give me something that's condensed but powerful, right? And that's either gonna progress the story, or it's gonna tie up some loose ends. And I didn't get that. And maybe it's because I don't watch enough anime movies. That could totally be it too.
Mm.
Maybe this is something that's commonplace with anime movies, and maybe I just haven't watched enough of them. But I need the um I need the I for a cinematic experience, I need a forward. I need the plot to move forward. I need it to give me a nugget of the overarching story that I can really sink my teeth into. And then if you want me to experience character pieces, that's cool. That's absolutely fine. Let's do that in the series, right? Because in the series you have 12 episodes, 24 episodes to feed me all the character studies that you can possibly fit in. But unfortunately, it doesn't feel like that for me with this movie. Not to say that I think the movie's bad, right? Like
Mhm.
the animation is gorgeous. The little intimate moments and the character studies is awesome. Um I I very much enjoyed. It's like I said, there were a couple of parts where I felt like, okay, this felt a little rushed because I didn't get, a full understanding of the relationship, or I didn't get a full understanding of motives for certain characters. And I do like the idea that, you know, maybe Rize, not Riza, Rize. Maybe she's supposed to be this character that kind of pops into his life and then pops out and causes a dramatic shift within him to kind of progress him as a character, right? But at the end of this movie, it felt like I still had the same Dingy from season one. Does that make sense? Like, he didn't grow as a character outside of maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Am I right in saying that? Do you think he grew as a character in this movie?
I think I think he did.
Hmm.
Like I said, I think this was just a small tidbit of his of the story.
Yeah.
That's just how short it was. That's why it's a
Mm-hmm.
movie. And anime movies are just doing super well. I don't know how they saw it in the cards. They just knew that it would do well,
Yeah, maybe it
which
was
great
one of
for
things.
them
Yeah, and that's the
because
other
it earned
thing
a
I
lot of
think
money.
about this to a degree, to a small degree, right? There's a part of me that's like, okay, we're tons of success happening with Demon Slayer. Maybe Mappa wanted a piece of that pie. And so they
But
were like, we have this short story arc. We
yeah.
they can't expand on the story arc too much in the seasonal anime. So it's like, all right, let's
Mhm.
turn this into a movie, but let's make it beautiful. And which they did. Like I said, absolutely beautiful movie.
Yeah, and the soundtrack was
Yeah, the soundtrack
really,
was
really great.
amazing.
Like the whole thing was just that's the that's the cinematography behind it.
Exactly.
It
Yeah.
was
It
it
was a
was
work of art. It
done
was
at a
an
higher scale.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
an absolute work of art, and I don't
Yeah.
expect any less from Mappa. I mean,
Mhm.
really, it really was a feast for the eyes and ears, to say the least. But then my story brain kicks in, and I'm just like, well, we really didn't get anything. We got a whole bunch of teasers, right? The whole Ponchita behind the closed door telling Dingy not to open it in the dream sequence. The whole Makima motives still unclear. The whole Rize moments or motivations still unclear. We got a little bit of, man, what was that angel's name? What's the angel devil's name? I have no idea.
I think they just call them Angel Double.
Yeah,
They have
probably.
a name?
I
Let's
maybe.
see.
I'm assuming so. But even the angel devil, we got to see a little bit more
Lucifer?
Lucifer.
Mhm.
Okay, well that does
Or
clock.
is that just a or is that just a no, this is just an AI thing.
Oh,
But
okay.
let's look.
I was about
Do
to
they
say,
have an actual name?
characteristically, that does clock.
I think they just call them Angel.
Okay, yeah. I mean, we
Yeah,
we
they're just
even
known
got
as the Angel Devil.
Yeah, we even got a little bit more into the motive of the angel devil and how, he himself wants doesn't care, or essentially just wants to die, right? Like he's done. He's done at seeing the suffering and death around him, and that he's over it, right? And we even got to see even more of Aki's story, as far as his fears, right? especially like his interactions with Angel whenever they were teamed up. And you know, Aki ends up having this existential moment, or a number of existential moments with him, where it makes him question, like, you know, if my is my motivation for revenge important enough to, you know, trade my life for? Am I good with dying? You know, like especially whenever he touches Angel's hand and he loses 2 months of his life, and it makes him emotional and it makes him weep. And he even tells Angel, hugging him, saying that I'm sick of seeing people die around me, right? So we even get more motivation out of Aki and Angel. And then the two main three characters, I would say, you know, Makima, Rize, and Dingy. We get a beautiful character piece for these characters, but it just feels like, I don't know, the writer half of my brain's like, I needed more out of this, especially because I do like I really liked Rize. Um and I think I liked her so much because it feels like there was more there that wasn't there was more there that wasn't allowed to be explored. And there's a part of my brain that's sitting there going, there's more to that. There's a lot more to that, but I'm never gonna get it now. And so there's a part of my brain that's like, oh, maybe I can read the manga and find out. But now that you're telling me that it's no different than the manga, it just kind of just kind of pisses me off just a little bit.
I mean,
From a
there's
story perspective.
well, I've been told that there's a little bit more. You
Yeah.
can read the manga,
I
but
think I'll probably check it
I
out. I Well, number one, I think the artwork's really good, and I think the
mhm.
writing is really good. So I would like to check it out. But yeah, yeah, I like I said, I love the movie. I think it's absolute cinema. My main nitpicks are just story wise. I wish there was it feels like there was a lot of story left on the table. And I don't know if it was left on the table because this was a movie and that they only have so much time to explore it, or because it just simply wasn't there in the manga. And I think that I can accept more that this was a movie and so therefore they only had so much time. Because if it's exactly like this in the manga, I'm mad now. I'm big
well,
pissed,
I
guys.
think so. I think you're valid for feeling frustrated at not being able to see more, but
Yeah, yeah.
that I think that they told enough, and I think that, like I said, that's just this anime is a lot more real than you think. And
Mm-hmm.
just having experienced like my own, like someone coming into your life and then just leaving like that, um whatever the circumstance might be,
Mm-hmm.
like, and I think a lot of people resonated with that too. Like someone could come into your life and basically make you realize more things about yourself that you didn't know, which is what happened to Denji. he
Mm.
he realized, like, yeah, this girl is gonna come into my life. Like, do I actually even like Makima? Like, it makes him question what love actually is,
Yeah.
and makes him question why people are even interacting with him in the first place. Like, what he makes him kind of touch on the idea of what Pochita was. Like, why are people searching for me? Why are people
Mm-hmm.
searching for Pochita? Like, it's just a doorway opening, basically.
Yeah.
That was the purpose of this movie. Um, uh, but all in all, yeah, I think it captured that feeling of, um, you know, longing to want to know more about this person who came into your life, and you saw glimpses of what they were and who
Mm-hmm.
they were. And then you might never get that answer. And that's just how it is. Like, that's just, I think that's why I like it so much, just because I've already experienced that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm coming to like this anime more.
Yeah.
And yeah, and anime movies, um, it's really to amp up the animation, um, um, quality, the soundtrack quality,
Mm-hmm.
by a little bit, and obviously just to garner more attention towards the anime. I think that's
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
another
True.
reason why they're doing more anime movies is to try and get people to watch the seasons, you know. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's another reason why they're doing these. Um, so it's just, you know, you got to remember that a lot of these anime movies are actually canon to the animes, and they're just going to be a small arc. Like it's just going to be a little tidbit that fits into the whole overarching story. And who knows, maybe we'll get to know more about Reze.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I I'm saying who knows. The people who have read the manga will know.
Right.
Like
Yeah, the
like
manga
my
readers.
friend. Because he's kind of alluded a little bit, but he's like, I don't want to spoil anything for you though. I'm
Oh,
like,
okay.
okay.
Yeah.
But you know, I think yeah, I think our comments on it feeling real, um, this movie just further proved that.
Oh, for sure. For
Like,
sure. Yeah, I
yeah.
I definitely understand your point in that it's a really good character study. Um and it's a good character study of kind of just really just exploring Denji's um uh longing, like you said, his abandonment issues, and how sometimes those those abandonment issues can lend you towards um or they can lend towards uh accepting um people who come in and out of your life so quickly. You know what I mean? You know, because
Hmm.
I've had that. You know, I've had situations like that come about where it's like you've had somebody come into your life and just kind of like disappear out of nowhere, but they still leave a lasting impression. And I think you're right. Like
Hmm.
maybe this is a situation where Shinji. It makes me wonder if Shinji just kind of like because I kept thinking like where was I did I say Shinji? This isn't Evangelion. Where was Denji's character before this, and where was his character after this, right? And
Hmm.
it feels like or from what I watched, his character um kind of experiences that longing, um and maybe it is a situation where he's just kind of questioning, not only, well, really just questioning, because he doesn't really question Makima at the end of this either. It's mostly him questioning um his own longing, and why people, I guess his lack of love, and why people don't love him for him, but instead love him or want him for what's in his heart, or essentially the chainsaw devil, right?
Hmm.
Maybe that's what it was kind of exploring. I guess it's just hard for me to round out that square, seeing as this is a movie. But again, I don't have a lot of experience with anime movies in general, right? I've always ever watched series, and this is probably, as far as anime movies go, this is probably like one of maybe 10 that I've watched. So, but you know, on the other hand, some of these movies were like so like, for instance, there have been a number of movies that I have watched that kind of like followed this same suit, where it's like, for instance, there is a movie called Trigun Badlands, and this was a Trigun movie that came out decades after the initial anime. And all it kind of did was explore a side story that was within the manga, that they translated into a movie. and so it did kind of feel like a filler arc. But obviously, the animation, the voice acting, everything was super top notch because it's a movie, right? Of course, the movie never spawned um, further or continuation of the original series, but it did later on spawn the rebooted series, the Trigun Stampede series. But that was another movie where I was watching and I was just kind of like, oh man, like this just kind of feels like filler. It's a really beautiful filler, but filler nonetheless, right?
Mm.
I kind of experienced the same thing with the Cowboy Bebop movie, where it's like again another movie that comes out decades after the original series, and it's more of a again another story piece, um, but it doesn't really add or progress any of the original story. So I guess you can kind of see, but it kind of made sense because it's Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop was episodic to begin with. Oh man,
Mm.
is this just something that happens often in anime movies, or is it's like
That it feels like filler?
that? Well, that it feels like you were saying, right? Like, oh, the movie is mainly a promotion of the series and manga. Is
Um,
is that kind of the point that you were making? Like sometimes these movies can be like instead of being like in whole narratives, I mean they're canon narratives, but they are essentially also used as promotions for the series.
mm, I think that's what they're doing now with them.
Oh, okay.
Before, anime movies were not done that way. They were just pieces of media that kind of told more of the story of the characters
Yeah.
involved. Like they weren't that those stories were wholly original. For example, Case Closed has like we said in one of the other streams, maybe like 20 movies. All
Yeah.
of those movies aren't canon. Like um
Oh.
canon meaning they weren't in the manga. But
Mhm.
I think they've since then been made canon.
Hmm.
Um, because uh, you can just use both types of media and mix and match
Right.
like what can be in the story. Just because it wasn't portrayed in the manga doesn't mean it's not real, right? They
Yeah.
just told the story in a different format. Um, but that's what the audience, like the anime viewers, took from it. Oh, it's
Right.
not part of the manga. It's not
Not
quote quote
canon.
canon.
Yeah.
It's just a fun little way to see more of these characters in more fun situations that you don't get to see, in the series or in the
Right.
manga.
Well, and to
Um,
be fair, Demon Slayer, the last movie was technically the finale of the entire series, right?
one of three.
Oh, okay, so there's two other movies that are coming out that's going to be the
Yeah.
finale. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
See, that
and
makes a
those
lot
are
more sense to me.
well, that's how long the arc takes, which is
Yeah.
why I'm saying that the Reze arc only took one movie
Yeah.
because that's how long it would take to tell,
To tell
that
the entire
story as
story.
opposed to the
Yeah.
yeah, as opposed to the arc that they've told with each of the Demon Slayer movies. Like for
Yeah. Yeah.
example, Rengoku's arc for Demon Slayer. Have you watched all of Demon Slayer?
No, I have not.
Okay.
I've only seen the first season, Mugen Train movie, second
Yeah.
season, and then I
So
haven't seen anything else past that.
yeah, so you've already experienced this before. The Mugen Train movie is one arc
Yeah.
of the show,
Mm-hmm.
and Rengoku, he appears that you meet him briefly in the anime.
Yeah.
He says maybe two lines about how he doesn't trust Tanjiro because and his sister because his sister is a demon. Like why would you
Mm-hmm.
house a demon? We're the Demon Slayer Corps, you
Right.
know. Um you only get a glimpse of this guy's character, and then you meet him in the Mugen Train arc, and that's it. Like he comes into your life like that, like a flash, and then
Mm-hmm.
he's gone just as fast as he arrived, which
Right.
is the same thing that happened here with Reze. That's just how fast these arcs are sometimes in the
Hmm.
manga.
I
And
see.
I think they think, yeah, I think from a director perspective, if I'm sure there are directors and writers
Oh, for sure.
for the movie medias and the anime medias. Okay, how are we going to tell this arc? We can't feasibly tell this arc with the other arc in 12 episodes
Right.
because this one is too long and this one is too short. So we should break it up and maybe do this one as a movie, um, and do then the next arc can start as its own season because that one is much longer. That's why they
Mm-hmm.
tend to do that sort of thing, especially now, um, because more and more people are watching anime.
Yeah.
So
You know,
yeah, so
what's
they're
interesting is that isn't the Demon Slayer, the Mugen Train movie, wasn't that infamous for like people being kind of mad that the movie came out and then whenever the second season came out, it kind of rehashed everything the movie did?
no.
That wasn't
So
that one?
that's so it's my understanding that Crunchyroll, um before I unsubscribed, had released the Mugen Train arc in two different ways. It released the Mugen Train arc in a movie format,
Mm-hmm.
and then it released it in a format where it was broken up into episodes. Um,
Oh, okay.
so
Oh, that's
that
such a weird
I can
choice.
understand. Yeah, I can
Yeah.
understand why people were confused and got mad, but that wasn't actually the second season. Like,
Okay. Okay.
that
So
was just them doing some weird,
did I
let's
never
break it
watch
up
the
into.
actual second season then?
You probably didn't. You
Jesus
probably just
Christ.
watched
Did I watch the
them
movie
breaking up the
twice?
movie.
Oh
If
no.
if that's what happened, yeah,
I
because they
think that's
didn't
what happened. Yeah.
because in the actual second season
Uh-huh.
of the anime, which is the
Yeah.
third arc, um, they don't do that. They
Oh
they just,
God.
and I like Demon Slayer for this, which
Yeah.
is what I'm hoping they'll do with Chainsaw Man. Like they'll give callbacks to Reze. What they do in Demon Slayer is they always call back to Rengoku.
Yeah.
Like even though Rengoku briefly shows up like in a blip,
Yeah.
he still made that last longing impact on them. Like
Mm-hmm.
literally every character has a flashback to him, and you only know this guy for maybe an hour. And that's what I'm hoping for a Chainsaw Man. I'm pretty sure they're going to do that.
Yeah.
Just because of how this anime is written. It's written pretty well.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't doubt that they're gonna do that. But yeah, so definitely go back
Damn it, I'm gonna have to go back
and
and
watch
watch.
Demon Slayer.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
maybe look up how what the third arc is
like
because
what
that's
is
what
the
Crunchyroll
actual
did.
chronological order to this anime?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I think that was one of the reasons why I kind of dropped Demon Slayer after a while because I got so confused
Oh,
on like how the seasons were set up. And I
that's
remember
disappointing. Yeah.
yeah, I remember watching the Mugen Train movie, and then I watched what I thought was the second season, and I was completely wrong. Like apparently, I was just rewatching the movie again. Jesus Christ, that's
Just
such a
cut up
dumb
into
way of
bits.
doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember looking, because before the movie, not even before, after the last movie came out
Uh huh.
for Demon Slayer, I was just like, I just want to rewatch all the episodes again.
Yeah.
I was rewatching it, and then I remember looking at um, excuse me, Mugen Train, And then I
Yeah.
remember seeing that it was cut into episodes as an option. I was like, why did they do this? And why would anyone ever do that? Like, that makes no sense to me.
Seriously.
Um, but I think that might have contributed to your confusion.
Yeah, yeah, I think it
Yeah.
definitely did. Because, good God, I remember that happening, and then I never got past what I thought was the second season because I was like, I've seen this before.
All the
Why are
more
they
reason
doing
to,
this?
yeah, all the more reason. Did you watch it on Crunchyroll?
I probably did, because I was subscribed to Crunchyroll for a short period of time. Um, I was trying to. This was around the time where I was trying to like catch up with series that I had missed. And
Mm.
I had just gotten like Amazon Prime, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna get into Crunchyroll, and then so I can watch everything in one place, and I don't have to do what I used to do, which is go to various websites to capture to catch an anime series. Um, and then I remember seeing that because I was really interested in Demon Slayer. I liked the artwork. I wanted to see what the anime was about. I put I put 2 seasons in, well, what I thought was 2 seasons, and then I was just like, I don't I don't understand what's happening here. Like, what? Why did
Mm.
we retread this for? And
Yeah.
then I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, like okay, I got this other anime I want to check out, and then I ended up never going back to it. Well, crap. That makes me mad too. Come on, that's not cool.
It's not cool,
Oh my
but
god.
you know, maybe you were watching it in the time that the third arc didn't come out yet.
Maybe.
Cause I'm trying to see, cause what I would do is, I would say, this is the exact same thing that I just watched. Let's
Mm-hmm.
see if there are, I'm not calling you stupid
Well, the thing
or
is,
anything,
so
but like,
I remember watching it,
I
and
would
I was
think,
I was thinking to myself, because I wasn't watching this in one go, right? I remember watching the
mhm,
movie, and then, like a couple of days, a week, maybe even a little bit longer, I decided to watch the second season. Because, the artwork, or at least the animation quality between the movies and the anime weren't that different from me. Like
yeah, they don't drop.
yeah, that's testament to how good the anime is animated. It looks amazing,
Mhm.
right? So I thought that, well, because usually whenever you go between movie and anime, there's a gigantic difference. But in my head, I was like, oh man, this is just typical Demon Slayer. Like they always bring the heat. You know what I mean? Um,
Mhm.
and then yeah, yeah, and so I thought that I was just watching maybe a retelling of the story, but in in a series kind of way, right? Like they were just kind of
Mhm.
retelling the story in the series because God knows how production companies, disputes between production companies or whatever, right? And anime has always been a little bit of a pain in the ass. Sometimes you'll get reboots and reanimations and a little bit of everything whenever it comes to production companies. So I assumed that I just assumed that it was that, right? Where we were just like, okay, we're going to be rehashing the movie. No biggie, because I was kind of used to anime movies kind of doing that, right? Like whereas like the
Hmm.
anime movie didn't really add much. It was just kind of like a side story, and it's not like a self-contained story. Like I guess at that point I had seen a lot of anime movies where it just felt like, yeah, I just watched 4 hours of anime, but in higher quality. So I guess in my mind, I assumed that that's what was happening there. I thought it was weird, but whatever.
Mhm.
But now I'm figuring out that, oh God, Crunchyroll had chopped up the movie for some god awful reason. Ah, fuck. That means you know
Mhm.
what? I take back. I've never seen the second season of Demon Slayer. Then, Jesus Christ, I feel like an
Yeah.
idiot. Well, I don't feel like an idiot. It feels like I've been tricked.
But that's what I'm saying. I if it were me, I would have been like, "Hey, this is the exact same thing I just watched,
Mm-hmm.
like literally the exact same thing except in episode form. Let
Yeah.
me go scroll and see if there's another season that I can click onto that's different, or let me look up what the actual
Yeah,
arc is."
I honestly thought I remember seeing it, and I honestly thought that because I don't know if this of the what the third arc, I don't know if that had came out yet. So I
Mhm.
remember looking, or I remember watching the movie. I don't remember if I saw the movie through Crunchyroll or through another website. And then I remember
Mhm.
in Crunchyroll looking for the second season, and that's what they gave me. And so then I was like, and of course the way Demon Slayer is, it's not like they have it Demon Slayer second season. It's more like Demon Slayer title of the season. It's like I
Mhm.
don't need the title for the season. Just tell me if it's season 2 or season 3. Like why is it giving me titles for? And I guess since they don't traditionally number their seasons, it threw me off. And so at that point,
Mhm.
I just assumed that they were just kind of rehashing the movie, which again, I was fine with because I was kind of used to anime movies not really. This is gonna sound bad, and don't roast me and comment here, but anime movies aren't really movies. Sometimes they just feel like prolonged episodes because of the story issues that I'm talking about, right? Like sometimes there aren't really progressions in stories. Sometimes it feels like, oh, well, the pacing was just like that of a series, or the pacing was a little bit different. And so I was, and I was used to, for the anime movies that I had seen up until that point, I was used to them just kind of like, okay, yeah, this is technically a movie and it's got better animation, but we're not really, this is not adding anything to the overall story. This is more of a side story that the movie's kind of exploring, right? And so it's
Mhm.
kind of like, I guess I just kind of accept it as being, okay, this is what we're getting, right? We're just getting a rehash, no biggie, right? Maybe it's gonna add more uh to the series that they weren't able to put into the movie, you know? I
Mhm.
wholeheartedly accepted that. Damn it.
Yeah,
Damn
I think
it.
that's user error.
Ah, god damn it. So now I
Definitely.
gotta god damn you, Crunchyroll. Anyways, I guess I gotta watch the second season of Demon Slayer and see if I wanna keep moving forward. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
make sure to I mean, they should have it in order, but make sure to Google
They should have it in
um
order now.
they should. I mean, it is in order. It's just you clicked on the thing that was just a breakdown of the thing that you had just seen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, that I had
So
seen a
definitely
couple of days
definitely
prior.
look up like a guide maybe.
Yeah, that's too much work, man. The whole point of subscribing to Crunchyroll is so I didn't have to do so much. You want to know the real reason why I subscribed to Crunchyroll? I was
Mm.
hoping that it was going to give me the same kind of system that I got with Amazon Prime, where it was going to track what I had already watched and tell me what's next in chronological order, right? Take all the thinking and homework off of my part because in ye olden days, whenever we used to pirate anime, we had to put so much work into, oh, is this the next episode? Oh, is this specifically like things like with Dragon Ball, right? Is this the next
Mhm.
episode of the series, or am I supposed to watch this movie, and is this movie canon? And so you were all over the goddamn place. And so I was like, okay, Crunchyroll, you're finally giving me a anime streaming service. I don't have to put that much homework into this no more. We're gonna be good, right? We're gonna be good. We're gonna be good. And we were not good. God damn it.
Well,
Ah.
it's not a very good. It's not very good. It's an okay streaming service.
Oh,
I
I
think
don't
it.
have Crunchyroll
Yeah.
anymore. I
I.
haven't had it in
Yeah.
years. But
I'm just saying, objectively speaking, I think it's okay. It does
mm-hmm.
what it needs to do.
Right.
It's definitely not that smart though. And which is kind of dumb because you pay $10 for a
Yeah.
service
Yeah,
to not
exactly.
have ads.
Exactly.
Yeah, sure, thanks, no ads,
And
but
and
I at
and keep
least
track
expect you
of
to
what
tell
I've
me
watched, you know?
yeah, which
Yeah.
what to play next. But no,
Mhm.
it's not like that.
Oh my god.
But it does a job.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I'm
Um,
so pissed off about it now. Oh man. Now
yeah.
I'm gonna have
But
to catch up to Demon Slayer. Uh.
but back to the pacing
Oh
of
yeah, yeah, yeah. Back to the
anime
pacing.
movies in
Mm-hmm.
general. Um, yeah, it is a little bit different pacing. Like that's what I feel about like Studio Ghibli movies
Yeah.
or Ghibli movies. Like the pacing for those movies is very different from a Pixar movie.
Oh
Like
yeah. Yeah.
it feels weirder, but I think that's a weird, quote quote, not in a bad way, guys. Just different. And
Yeah.
I think that's just because, Japanese people or just Asian people in the way that they frame and make their movies is
Mm-hmm.
different than American storytelling in movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, their pop music, their indie rock music, Japanese using as example, especially with like openings and endings to animes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It feels different than pop music and indie rock music that we have here in the States
Oh, for
because
sure.
they operate off of a different system,
Yeah.
um, a different feeling, um, just a different way of telling their story,
Mm-hmm.
which does get take some getting used to. Like,
I've always wondered about
um,
that.
mm,
Like, for instance, I don't know if this is considered a hot take or not, but whenever, like, for instance, whenever I hear, let's say, a song, um, and this is not for all anime, obviously, but like whenever I hear a title song for an anime, and it doesn't seem to match the theme of the show, right? And it doesn't seem to kind of like it doesn't seem to yeah, well, it doesn't seem to match the theme of the show or the mood of the show. And I always wondered, like, is it like that because okay, you have a production company and they're partnered with this music production company, and the music production company's like, hey, we got this new group, let's put it in your anime so it can get promotion. And the anime company is like, all right, cool, as long as you make it somewhat related to the anime, and as long as it's catchy and poppy, we're good with it, right? And so then we get like some weird disjointed song in front of this anime, and you're just like, well, that's weird. I don't know if that was one of those things like, okay, maybe I'm just super uncultured and I don't understand Japanese pop music, or is this really just a business deal?
mm,
Does that make sense?
mm. Yeah, I get it.
You
Um,
kind of understand what I mean? Like, I don't know if I'm just
yeah,
being culturally dumb, or if it's like, or if this is really just it's a
I
business
think
deal, and
that's.
so
I mean, I think that's definitely more prevalent in early 90s
yeah,
animes,
definitely in early
early
'90s.
2000s, early 90s,
Yeah,
you
there's a
know.
number of them
Um
that don't suffer from that, obviously, right? Like you've
oh
got
yeah.
yeah, you've got your Samurai Champloo's and your Cowboy Bebops and there's a lot of older anime where the music is like, I mean, like Ghost in the Shell, fucking beautiful, right?
Yeah, but the song choice did match
Yeah,
the
yeah,
show.
yeah, where the song choice
Yeah,
matched the
I
show
think
perfectly.
I think so their pop music, Japanese pop music is different
Mm-hmm.
than um American pop music.
Oh, for
Like
sure. Yeah,
they all have that heroic type sound, like a
yeah,
sound
or
for
very
a
sunny kind of a
heroic
sound.
TV show. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's just how, because that's how their chord progression is. Like there's
true.
in popular pop music, there is a common chord progression
Yeah.
that makes that type of music popular. Like there's a common chord progression in pop music that that's why a lot of songs in American pop music sound similar because they
Mm-hmm.
all use that chord progression because that's what catches your brain. That's
Yeah.
what makes it catchy. It's a science, and it's the same thing in Japanese pop music. They have their own chord progression that they follow
Mm-hmm.
that's popular, you know,
Yeah.
makes their culture different. It's the same thing in every other culture too. They have their own chord progressions that they follow in their popular musics. That's just to touch on that. In early 90s animes, I think that they would do that sort of thing with their shows to start, just to use that as a way to advertise their show, like to
Mm-hmm.
get people to watch the show. For example, I think Full Metal Alchemist is a pretty good um example of that. Like a lot of the openings and Naruto as well. The
Yeah.
openings are very like upbeat, catchy, and I think that's just because that beginning arc of those shows, they're pretty sunny, pretty like, oh, these are goofy characters and we're gonna follow them on this adventure, you know?
Yeah.
But then you start to learn more about the characters and it's just like, oh, you've actually had a really messed up childhood. You know, why is the opening song so upbeat and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Like
but I think,
uh-huh.
hmm? I think that's purely just to get people to watch the show,
To notice
and
it as
nothing wrong with that.
promotion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
like
definitely don't think there's anything wrong with it. Nowadays, and especially with some of the stuff that you've mentioned,
yeah.
um, the openings and the endings sometimes will match the main theme of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I will remember like Soul Eater. Like Soul Eater's themes were very good for the show. They had this rock grunge feel
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
matches just the tone of the show and also just the look of the show.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned Samurai Champloo, like that. Those themes fit that vibe of the show as
Yeah,
well.
it just fits the vibe. Yeah. Like
Yeah,
like
but I
one of
think.
the ones that come to my mind is one of my favorite I don't know if it's considered Japanese pop, but one of my favorite Japanese pop song is Flyers by Bradio, I believe that's the name. Um but the song that it or the anime that it opens for is Death Parade, right? So you have this
Oh, okay.
song, you have this song that's super like super man, like kind of like hype and empowering and happy and
It's
and
jazzy. Like it's
jovial and
really,
jazzy,
yeah.
yeah. And then you go into the anime and it's
Mhm.
the opposite of that. And I guess that's one of like the juxtapositions that reside in my head whenever I think about stuff like that.
Mm.
But then you
I
have
think,
some where it just mixes perfectly.
yeah, I think it's just for marketing
Mm-hmm.
purposes.
Yeah, probably.
Um, yeah, which I have nothing against. Like it
Yeah.
definitely works. I think And when you watch the opening, like I think it makes sense, even if it is the opposite of the tone of the show. Excuse me,
Mm-hmm.
the tone of the show.
Right.
I just yeah, I don't know, and it's kind of like the purpose of anime movies. It kind of just shows a different side to the characters that you don't regularly see in the anime,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
just more, that's just more food for the audience
Oh
to
yeah.
see.
It's one
Like,
of those
you
things,
know.
like the reason why I always liked anime movies is cuz I always love to see the exploration of or just the art form, right? The art form is always going to be mountains better than the actual series and you want to watch it. And then I always I never pass up an anime movie from an anime that I really like. It's just I guess nowadays, since I've become more appreciative of um cinematic art forms, right? Where it's
Mm.
like the a movie, the production of a movie and what it's trying to get across to its viewers have taken on a different meaning for me the older that I've gotten, right? And
Mm.
maybe it has something to do with like me appreciating um because I've been doing a lot of studying about story, and maybe this is why my brain is all fucked up. I've been reading a lot about story building and writing, mainly because I'm trying to become a better writer myself, right? So nowadays it's gotten to a point where like whenever I'm watching not as much in anime, right? Because a lot of times I did a lot of times I don't watch anime the way I was watching this movie, right? A lot of times I have an anime running in the background and I'm kind of drawing or doing something else while it's going on. Um, but whenever I watch a movie, I sit down and I lock in, right? And I think whenever I was locking in into this movie, I very much appreciated the artistry and the cinematography of the movie because I think that's where
Mm.
it ultimately shines. I think that's the best thing about the movie. Just the it's a piece of art all within itself, and I really liked this movie for that. Um, Although, you know what, I did want to ask, and I'm going off on another ADHD tangent here, but do you think there was a number of rotoscoping scenes in this movie, or was it animated just that damn good? Do
Um,
you know what rotoscoping is, by the way?
Rotoscoping. I have a brief understanding of it.
So
It's where they, what is it? Can
yeah,
you
they
explain?
essentially go in. Sometimes they'll take real footage of people acting, and then they'll go in and animate the frames. Or sometimes they'll use the frames of as reference, or sometimes they will just straight
Oh,
up trace the figures themselves. And sometimes
okay.
whenever I'm watching something, especially whenever it's animated really good and the gestures feel so fucking natural, you know what I mean? It
Mm-hmm.
makes me wonder, from a technical perspective, I'm like, did they rotoscope that or was that just pure skill?
Mm-hmm.
Because this movie had a
Well,
lot of those moments for me.
mm-hmm. Well, um, life imitates art.
Yeah,
Art
for sure.
imitates life.
Hmm.
Um, and I don't think that's unheard of for
No, no,
anime
yeah,
because
quite a few.
there's a there's a few animated films, Pixar, I think it's Pixar.
Hmm.
I don't know which ones do it, but I've seen stuff on Instagram where it'll be like the animators filming like the shots for their show like in
Hmm.
their room, and it's just them, and they're one is for K-pop Demon Hunters.
Oh
The
yeah,
animators showed their progress, and
yeah,
it's just
yeah,
them acting the scene.
and using
And I'm
themselves
pretty
as
sure,
reference.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure like they've done it with this one, with
Hmm.
this anime. I would not be surprised if they did it with this anime a number of times just because of the character design one, and mainly just that. I think it lends itself purely to the character designs being so close to life. Like it's really
So
realistic
natural looking, yeah.
anime.
Like
Yeah. So,
specifically whenever they were doing the swimming pool scene, there was a number of
mhm,
times where I was like, man, they are nailing down these gestures and facial expressions. I was like, dude, they killed it. Artistically
yeah,
speaking, they absolutely killed it in this movie. It's one of the
yeah.
reasons
I
why
think they
the
have
movie
to.
score is really high for me.
Hmm. I think they would have to use um
Some
a
sort of
lot of human
reference.
reference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even rotoscoping, even like, and this is how you guys get into art is
Mm-hmm.
just by, even if you have to trace it at first,
That's right.
you can trace, like, because like I said, art imitates life. Like how you become an artist, how I became an artist was just observing things
Mm-hmm.
and just redrawing it. Like
Yep.
I would just redraw the Powerpuff Girls all the time because that
Mm-hmm.
was my favorite thing to do. So just do that. If you
Yeah.
want to get into drawing, start observing things
For sure. Like
and
I always
start.
tell young artists that it is okay to trace in the beginning, right? In the beginning,
Mhm.
if you're trying to learn form, if you're trying to learn, line weight, if you're trying to learn, how figures bend, how something looks. To this day, I will trace environments only because,
Mhm.
I'm not the best at drawing buildings. So sometimes tracing helps. Um, but of course, just always know that that it's okay to do that in the beginning.
Mhm.
If you continue to do that well into your art career, then and I'm only talking tracing in the sense that you're duplicating artwork, right? You don't ever want to sit there and steal anybody's artwork, but
Yeah.
just trying to learn how to draw, right? That's always, I think that's a good stepping stone. Outside of, like you said, constantly practicing one figure, or I mean, God, till this day, I still sit there and I practice drawing hands because there's some of the hardest goddamn things to draw. That and feet for some reason.
Mhm.
But yeah, young artists out there, tracing is a okay if you're using it as a learning experience. If you continue to use it as a crutch, then it's not so good.
Referencing, also just saying,
Mm-hmm.
referencing like what they might have done in this movie is completely okay too.
Hell yeah,
Like
it is. Yeah.
there was a period of time I would go through Instagram or whatever
Mm-hmm.
or Tumblr, and these supposed quote quote artists were like gatekeeping and being like, "Oh, if you use references, you're a total like poser."
Oh
I'm
God,
just
I
like,
hate
"I'm
people like
sorry.
that.
I'm sorry.
That's
How
so.
did you learn how to
Yeah,
become an
exactly.
artist?" Because
Oh my God.
literally everybody uses a reference. How do you
Yes.
think the freaking Mona Lisa was made?
Yeah, I still use
Stupid. Like,
references. For this drawing, I'm using a goddamn reference. Come on,
what
folks.
do you mean? Like,
It's
they were totally being like, you have to draw it from
oh, that's
memory.
bullshit.
No. Again, the
Yeah.
Mona Lisa
Mm-hmm.
was a
Yeah.
person.
They're just being self-important little assholes.
I'm
All artists,
so.
it's perfectly okay using references. Like sometimes I know growing up, for me, the big thing was being able to draw from memory. Here's the thing, folks. Right? Not everyone has a photographic memory. Not everybody can, draw things from their imagination. And some of the greatest, like Lily was saying, some of the greatest artists out there used references. That's how you learn how to draw, is using references. You
Mhm.
draw from life. So anybody who ever tells you that using references is somehow bad or that's an issue, honestly, fuck them. They're just being they're being gatekeepy little assholes who are setting impractical standards so that way they're just giving you a harder time. And in all honesty, they can just go fuck right off with that because you know anybody who is a seasoned artist would tell you that references are fine. References, working from references is what keeps art interesting, right? If everybody was just working off of their memory, all of their crap would constantly look the same. Their people would never change. Their style would always look boring and repetitive. So feel free to use all the references that you need because that's how you grow. You can't grow without looking at life, man.
Hmm.
But yeah. Hmm.
I think when AI started too, people would kind of be like, "Oh, what's the difference with using AI to
Ah,
using
Jesus. Yeah.
references?"
Yeah.
And and a lot of people are like, "Are you stupid? Like I drew it. That's the
Yeah.
difference. Like
Yeah. I,
the
I hate it.
difference is I actually produced it. What do you
Yeah.
mean?"
I hate it whenever people try to treat AI as being like a sentient being in the same way that an artist is, right? Where it's like, as an artist, whenever I use a reference, I'm still having to translate it through my own skill that I've built over decades, right?
Hmm.
Like I'm still having the an artist is nothing more than a visual translator, right? So your translation as a human being, as experiencing um, uh, life or a situation or a moment or an object, right? That's what makes it art, right? Is your experience of it and the translation of that experience. If you think AI can translate anything through experience, I need you to go outside and touch grass. I need you to go outside, get a deep breath of air, get offline because you're not thinking straight.
Hmm.
AI is not sentient. I think you may be suffering from a mild schizophrenic delusion. I don't know, but AI is not sentient. It may be, or I guess the best way of putting it, it's not sapient like we are. All right, it's different. So yeah, what AI does is nothing compared to what an artist does. Like, I can't
I
believe
mean,
that people even make that argument.
even if it becomes sentient,
Mm-hmm.
you still didn't do it. Like you didn't you the person who put in the words into the AI generator thingy, you did not create that with your hands. The AI did. And that's the difference between a human who artist who actually took a tool and created the thing that, made the thing
Yeah. Yeah.
as
Exactly.
opposed to the AI doing it for you. And some people will say, "Oh, well, I'm just using a tool. The tool is the AI." And no, there's more steps into using an actual tool as opposed to using AI. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you still have to swing a hammer to make the the desired outcome of the nail being driven into
Exactly.
a the thing, right? You still have to
Yeah.
swing.
Yeah.
You are doing literally almost nothing
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
just by
You
plugging in words
prompts.
into a thing.
Yeah.
You're not. You're barely thinking at best.
Oh
Like,
man, did you
come on
hear
now.
about what happened with man, this was a Japanese publishing company who had a contest. It was like a short novel contest where people had to write a short novel. They submitted it to the publisher, and the publisher can choose. If they won the contest, the publisher would then create a physical copy as well as a manga out of the novel. and this individual submitted a AI generated novel, and it
Mm.
ended up winning the prize as well as the Reader's Choice Award, right? And it was set to receive its own book and manga. And as soon as the publishing company found out that it was AI generated, they pulled it out. They pulled it and terminated the novel and its
Mhm.
winnings because it wasn't created by an actual human being.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I
that
haven't
gives me
heard of
hope.
that. Yeah, I haven't heard of that instance specifically, but I've
Hmm.
heard of a bunch of other instances where that's happened. Like the Miku fan art contest
Hmm.
that happened with that one. Um with the video game award um contest that just happened. That happened
Yeah, same
with that
thing
one as
happened.
well. Yeah, a lot of people, it's unfortunate that, it's becoming so good now that you can't tell, but like, I'm glad that as soon as they find out that it's some AI, if not all,
Hmm.
uh, was used to generate that piece of media, they're just like, no, no. The stipulations for the contest is that you created it. You did
Right.
not have someone else write it or
Hmm.
have a whole robot write it. You
Right.
have to do it.
You got
Like
to do it. It's got
from
to be
your brain,
your creation, your
all the words,
artwork. Yep.
all the lines, all
Oh
the
man.
words, everything.
The
Like,
all the discipline that goes into creating art.
mhm.
There's a
Yeah,
discipline to it. There's the reason why it's considered a skill and a discipline, folks. It's because you're the one having to do it.
yeah.
Oh my god. It does
And
give
that's
me
part
hope.
of the fun too. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
That's
just
part of the fun too, is that you made it.
yeah.
Like, I'm so sad that people don't don't find joy in create, and that also makes me like, that gives me hope, but it also makes me sad. I've seen a few things where kids will be using AI to, like, I saw this one where this kid got tired of coloring this picture of a crab, so he had the AI generate the rest of the coloring for the picture.
No.
And I was
No,
like,
man.
that actually makes me sad.
That does
And
make me
I
sad.
and makes me
Well,
my hope go down a little bit
yeah,
because it's
it's
like,
like
oh my
I
goodness.
think the thing that pisses me off the most is that the reason these AI bros and these AI quote unquote artists exist, not because they don't want to experience the joy of creating, right? Because the joy of practicing and mastering an art form is a reward in itself, right? It's because they see art as a commodity as opposed to an expression. And that's the issue.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I do think that's them being devoid of finding the human interaction with it, the
e-
human joy. Like
exactly.
all the joy that they feel from it is, oh, I can make so much money.
Right, I can
And
really
I'm so
capitalize
sorry,
on
but you
this.
need,
Like,
like,
come on,
yeah,
man.
money can buy you a lot of things,
Mhm.
like make yourself comfortable and stuff like that,
Yeah.
but I don't think it'll bring you the same joy that
Yeah.
other that human experiences can give you. Like, that's
Exactly.
it's not going to.
Yeah,
Like,
they want the
okay, make your
money.
bag, but
They want the
make your
money
bag, but
and the
are you
recognition,
gonna,
you know?
yeah, are you gonna be happy at the end of the day? And some
Exactly.
people are, okay, whatever, but I think you're just robbing your soul of something that could have given you more.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, you could
but
have
it is
gotten
what
a
it
lot
is.
more out of.
Yeah,
It just it's so
join.
annoying, and it does give me, the way some of these companies are reacting to AI art, it does give me some hope for the future
Hmm.
and for artists in general. I know a lot of artists that have been discouraged because of artificially generated images out there, but um Yeah, yeah, that's missing the forest for the trees, right? Like the finished product is only half the fun. The most of the fun comes in the discovery of the artwork as you're creating it, you know?
Mhm.
And anybody who wants to sidestep that aren't real artists, right? Anyone who wants all the recognition and finished product without the work, you're not an artist, man. You're far from it, you know?
Yeah. I think in real time we're seeing that, there's always been this debate of what art is because
Mhm.
of, people making art out of toilets and
Yeah.
making art to defy the label of art
Mhm.
by bejeweling a skull or, these crazy acts of defiance about what art keeps being reshaped into. But I
Yeah,
think this point in history, because this is going to be history,
for
um,
sure.
is really reshaping what what art is, and the full definition of art is just the human experience.
Mhm.
And I think, and I'm glad because a lot of people are now realizing it, even if it is made from a literal toilet, like you know,
Yeah.
a human still made that, like so. I
Yeah.
think that's
Yeah, I
the
think you're absolutely
kind
right.
of part of the fun of living through this part of history
Man,
as
this
a
I'm so tired of living through historic moments already.
I'm sure everyone is, but you know,
Yeah, yeah,
we're here for the ride.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
Oh my goodness. Well, we're at the 9 o'clock hour. It's going towards the end of the stream. Do we want to reveal what we got so far?
Yeah,
All right, so you got Rit, not Riza, Rizai,
Reze,
Rize, Rize,
Reze.
Rize. Damn it,
Hmm.
Rize. Oh, I like it. You got a couple of drawings there. We got
Yeah, I
her in
just do
her.
some quick sketches.
That's awesome, man. That looks good. You really
Thank you.
did capture her love for coffee.
Does she love coffee? I guess she
Yeah,
did
yeah. She was talking about,
in her
she was
essay.
kind of trying to introduce him to coffee, and he was such a kid about it. And then mine is of Best Boy Beam, who was the goat, honestly,
Yeah,
throughout the entire anime, throughout the entire movie. I think
yeah.
I think the
I
reason I like.
I
Oh
like
no,
your
go ahead.
sketch. I like your sketch.
Oh,
You
thank
did
you.
a full color too.
Yeah, yeah. I'm getting faster, man. I did. I went straight
Mhm.
from sketch, and I cleaned up the sketch to drawing. Although I messed
Nice.
up on the sketch a couple of times because I needed a reference for the muscle there, so I had to mess around with it a little bit. But yeah, I went straight from sketch, cleaned up the line art a little bit on the sketch, and went straight into coloring. And so I was able to do it a little
Mm.
bit faster this time. And plus, it helps I wasn't doing like a full figured drawing this time. But
Yeah.
and plus this is the first time on stream where I'm drawing a dude, so there's also
Mhm.
that. But yeah, yeah, this one was a lot of fun. A lot of
Yeah.
experimentation and just like going with the flow. I liked it.
Mhm.
And plus I
Yeah,
like the way
and,
he
I
constantly
think
ran
a good
around going, "Yes, Lord Chainsaw."
yeah, he's every, movie or, um, animated film, even if
Mhm.
it's just an arc like this, needs its comedic character,
Exactly.
um, comic relief, and, Denji is kind of funny, but he's going through this serious thing, and they
Right.
removed Power from it, so she wasn't there to be that, so,
Yeah, they needed that
um
chaotic energy, and he was it.
yeah, but But I actually really like um Beam. I
Mm-hmm.
actually really like. That's not his real name though. That's just the name that Denji gives him,
That
right?
wasn't his real name? Oh
I don't
crap, what
think
was
it
his real
is.
name? Because whenever I was looking up his character sheet, they or the name that I mostly found him under was Beam or Shark Devil.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure he's got a real name. I
Oh.
just have no idea what it is.
Well, okay, here. He's the Shark Fiend. Yeah.
Oh, Shark Fiend.
Um,
Okay.
um, yeah. And I think I I don't remember. I'll have to watch it. But I remember Denji being like, "That's not a name. I'm just gonna call you this." And he was like, "Okay."
He just had that golden retriever good boy
Yeah.
vibe about him.
Okay. Yeah. And I actually, yeah, I find all the characters annoying, but I actually
Mm-hmm.
really liked Beam. He's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Good
he
guy.
was a ray of sunshine
Good
in an
good dude.
otherwise pretty sad
Sad.
experience.
Yeah, it was, but a good one,
But a
much
good one.
needed
It made you feel good feelings, you
story.
know, cathartic.
Yeah, kind of melancholy is
There you
more like
go.
it. I think
Yeah,
the movie was just a lot of melancholy
a lot of
feelings.
melancholy.
Yeah. But yeah, so that should be it for this stream, you guys. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks for voting on our polls to see what we're doing each week. It's really helpful. I think next week we're just gonna be taking it easy though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But join us next time. Make sure to follow Esso on um all of his pages on Esso Art Studio. He's on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Follow me at Lily Lilac Draws on Instagram, Threads, Tumblr, and TikTok as well. Um, yeah, but it's always a pleasure to unwind with you guys. We'll see you next time, and remember, stay creative.